Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, this is just going to be a quick one, but I thought I'd share this with you because, this is something that I really am happy to see, and I think this is something that you'll be happy to hear as well, because I saw a video recently and it actually really did get me a bit concerned. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's Google's new processing chip or whatever, and it's like a quantum chip. And they've been talking now like it could be a threat to Nvidia, and there was also talking about like crypto, because they was basically saying that obviously, quantum processing, they reckon will be strong enough to crack seed phrases. So they could say that, seed phrases will be kind of useless in a post-quantum world. And so obviously that's really concerning, because, imagine if you've done everything you can to protect your wealth via these seed phrases on your cold storage wallet or whatever, and then you get these hackers who can just afford these post-quantum computers or whatever, and then suddenly they're just cracking your password because they can just hack into it straight away. They don't even need any information to be able to get from you. Like they'll just run some kind of app or whatever, and it'll just basically crack the code. Do you know what I mean? Which is obviously a very scary thought. And so I saw that just the other day, and it did get me a little bit concerned. And I just saw this from Hedera, and I thought this is very apt that they've put this, and maybe they'll have put it off of the back of that video because it's getting a lot of attention. So maybe this is something that's caused a lot of hysteria and that kind of thing. But Hedera have said Hedera is post-quantum secure for hashing and encryption. As the quantum landscape evolves, so too will our network. We are keeping a close eye on developments and can upgrade the network as needed to protect from emerging quantum threats. Always watching, always building. That's really great. And, like from a security aspect, that to me is a huge selling point, because I'm not saying that all networks can't upgrade. I don't know. But like there might be some networks that, they're too outdated to be able to do that kind of stuff. I'm not sure. Do you know what I mean? So it might be that there's only a few networks that can update like that, right? To try and continue to, upgrade their security and things like that. I'm not saying that is a definite. I don't know. It might be all crypto networks, but as I've said before, I've not got enough time in the day to, research every single crypto network out there when there's like 20,000 plus cryptos out there now. So obviously for me, I'm looking at the main ones that I'm really invested in and have a lot of faith in. So to see this from HBAR, again, this is one thing that could bring a lot more clients to Hedera, right? Because if you start seeing like, okay, there's a lot of quantum hacks going on these networks and people are just losing their money left, right and center, then what you're going to be thinking, hey, it's probably best we go over to Hedera. Like theirs is at least quantum secure, so you shouldn't have as much of a worry, right? And they're saying that they can continue to update. So if it's a thing where, the technology continues to improve and get better, and then suddenly they can hack Hedera can keep an eye on it and say, okay, let's fix that up. Let's do a patch update, and then, we'll be back on top again. They won't be able to hack us again and that kind of thing. So, this is something that you've got to be really careful about, because this is something that really is going to be out of your control. This isn't one of those things where you might get phished or anything like that. This is one of those ones where you could have done absolutely nothing wrong, but these people have just got such powerful technology now that they don't need any information from you. They're just literally like going through seed phrases, and then they just come across ones that they hack into, and then they just drain the wallet. Do you know what I mean? So that's a real scary thing. I hope other networks are like this, because to be honest with you, like I don't want it to be where it's like only Hedera that can do this. So it's great to think of this from a perspective of that could get a lot of like market share, but I mean more than just Hedera. So I'd like to think that there's other cryptos that I've not got to worry about potentially getting hacked as well, because even though we are in a bull run, I don't know if I intend to sell all my crypto. So there are some that I might be keeping for a long-term play, or maybe that I sell some and keep some, that kind of thing. And so obviously if I'm thinking more long-term, I want to know that it's going to be safe, right? If that's the case, and I am concerned that I could lose it, then I might as well just sell it. You know what I mean? And that's going to affect my financial decision, but it's not really based on something that I really want to do. It's more just out of, being scared that I'm going to lose the money. So I'd rather just, take it now. But that could be a lot better off if I was willing to hold if I didn't get hacked or something. So this is something that could be a really scary thing, but as I say, for me, I think this is something that's really good to see. Like, I'm glad that they've brought this up, especially as the Google have brought up this chip now, because it is something that they was talking about, and they was talking about Bitcoin specifically, and just crypto wallets in general. So crypto did get thrown in there saying that, yeah, like, these could be vulnerable to threats now from, quantum processing and that kind of stuff. So it's not just Bitcoin specific, it's crypto as a whole. But yeah, what are people going to do if that's the case? If there's only some networks, they're going to flock to the networks that are quantum secure, obviously, because you're not going to want to risk investing in networks where you could just lose your money anyway. What's the point, And that's a sad thing, because it's going to stop people investing in crypto, period. Do you know what I mean? Because who's going to want to risk it? Some people might just say it's not even worth the risk, or if they do get hacked, they'll just say, I'm just not getting involved in crypto again anymore, then forget it. You know what I mean? Because you understand what this kind of does to people when they lose money. Like, sometimes people are putting in like their whole life savings and things like that, or money that they just can't really afford to just lose like that, So this is where, like, hacking is a really heartless thing, because you don't know who's on the other end of the line, who's getting hacked, and you don't know the circumstances. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I just feel for people in that scenario. So hopefully this doesn't become like a real threat to crypto, because I do think that will cause a big issue. But it is great to see that Hedera are on top of this, and I think this could be a huge positive for them. So worth checking out that video if you haven't seen it. I just saw it on YouTube. I think it was CNBC who were talking about it, but I could be wrong. I can't remember exactly. But if you like Google, if you do a search on YouTube, and it's something like Google's processing chip that's a threat to Nvidia or something like that, it should come up. But it was an interesting video nonetheless, but also a scary one, to be fair. So worth checking out, but do your diligence, guys. This is where you have to keep an eye on this kind of stuff, because this is stuff that could affect your financial well-being. So best to be careful. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Take care.